I mean, it does to them, doesn't it?
I mean,
Raccoons like trash, so trash is good for raccoons.
Crackheads love crack. It's not good.
I think you're thinking too much into it, Dan, but I agree with what you're saying.
I mean, okay, so we throw away trash, yes, but they're raccoons, and they eat what's in our trash, and they seem to like it, so it's good for them.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back right after this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Three Geeks Podcast. How is everybody doing today? I'm joined by Dan, Justin, and Max. We are here to talk about everything.
All of it.
I'm running. Yes. Everything in the whole world. You got monoliths and raccoons and all kinds of stuff.
I went to the ER last night, but I am still here for my fans.
What'd you do?
Email
what happened?
That says, could vision problems mean your brain is in trouble? But like,
I've
had terrible vision since the 6th grade. So does that explain a lot?
Yes, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Your brain just doesn't work correctly.
I feel like it does.
But this is also okay. So that's more important.
If you were a raccoon, then your brain would work correctly.
Apparently, acid reflux can feel like you're having a heart attack. I had no idea until last night when I found that out. And I still have chest pains, but I have Tums, and then I have other medicine coming. So, but I'm here with you guys.
Okay. So the question is,
next 2 hours online.
What did you eat?
Yeah, what did you eat?
I mean, were you going through the trash in the back? Like,
he ate 1.5 gallons of the hot fire chili.
I don't eat hot fire chili.
I know.
I eat mellow, mild, calm
Bland-ass chili. It's cool.
Lame
chili. Bland, not lame. It's just bland, you know.
I heard lame.
For white people.
Yes.
Well, dang, Max.
You know what?
Okay,
first of all,
I resemble that remark.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You resemble it or you resent it?
I resemble.
Can it be both?
What's that loud shooting sound outside?
But we're here. We had a good Thanksgiving. We did a live thing on Thursday, which some of those topics we might revisit today. Me and John did a Matt Talk live thing on Friday, and now we're here bringing a live thing to you today. Tomorrow, I will be hosting a panel at 5 o'clock on the Indie Podcast Convention. Three Geeks will be representing that.
And Wednesday, I will be on the Head Nerds in Charge podcast.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Nice. And then Tuesday, Max and I will be competing on Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Canned Air game show. Max forgot about it, which I knew he would.
Forgot about it.
I knew he would.
What do I remember, honestly? What things do I remember?
Nothing. Probably a key term.
Brandy's like, I'm gonna have somebody else join you guys for the game on Tuesday. And I said, do you want me just to tell Max that he's out? He's like, no, I still want Max there. I'm like, because Max does not remember that you asked him to be on this show.
That's probably a fair point.
I'm sure I was very thrilled when he asked.
Yay. Okay.
Awesome.
Besides going to the hospital, what have you guys been up to?
I didn't go to the hospital.
I didn't go to the hospital.
That's why I said besides.
Yeah, but
I guess it's true. Okay, what have you guys done this weekend? That's more fun than what I did. Even though I did have a good time yesterday morning, I got to pick up Steve and drive him up to Columbus to visit with us for a little bit. That was a fun drive.
That's fun.
Before the hospital. I'm sure that helped cause going to the hospital because of the food I ate on the road, but whatever. Anyway, continue.
I'm rewatching Doctor Who because I enjoyed that very much.
Are you starting from like the very, very beginning?
Not like the old, not old Doctor Who. Just
come
like
on. Old Doctor Who's fun.
Where can I find it? Like I was on is HBO Max, but I don't know what else to.
There's a the one Pluto TV thing. There's old Doctor Who on that.
Oh, okay.
The one service,
I love Pluto
know.
TV. That whole streaming service is totally underrated.
Yeah, I mean it. I'm surprised it's gotten as large as it has at this point, because when it started, it was like 15 channels, and I only watched it for the old Unsolved Mysteries.
If you're a fan of classic TV, Pluto TV is 100% for you. They have channels for everything, and Rift Tracks has a channel on.
Yeah, there's a Rift Tracks channel. There's a Mystery Science Theater channel. There's a Doctor Who channel. There's a bunch of other stuff too. It's pretty cool.
Three's Company channel, Happy Days channel.
And
Those are
Jason's
my
in heaven.
Yeah.
I've never seen Mork and Mindy. I've only seen Mork on Happy Days. I've never seen
That
the
might
show,
be a good thing.
but I plan on watching it now that it's on Pluto TV, even though it's not on demand, because their on demand's pretty on point too. They have a Judge channel too, where you can watch Judge shows 24/7.
Oh god.
I love Judge shows.
Somebody needs to get out of the house, JT.
I love Judge channels.
I did. I went out of the house yesterday, Dan, for 10 hours, and I ended up in the hospital. See, that's why I don't leave the house. I stay home. Good things happen to me at home.
I don't get hurt at home.
Yes, home is good and safe with game shows and Judge channels.
My channels.
We are missing Mike today. John is joining us at 1. He could not miss the topic of hot takes. So he's like, because we record the Larry Hankin show at 2:30, and John's like, I don't want to podcast for 3.5 hours. I'm not as awesome as you are because you can do that, but I can't. And I said, John, it's okay. I understand. Just join us.
Putting words in John's mouth, he may or may not have said this.
Well, the me being awesome thing, yeah, no, he probably didn't say that, but everything else he said.
But I heard it.
In my mind, you said
Right.
and I'm awesome.
So, question for the 5 hot takes: do you have to explain your hot take, or is it just like, this is what I'm saying, that's that, and we're moving on? Like, do I have to summarize for something? Or what? Like, when you say 5 hot takes, is it just like, this is my statement?
It's up to you. You can do either.
Oh, okay, I'm dropping the mic on every one of these motherfuckers.
We can comment on them. We can have a conversation about how wrong you are or right you are. Probably wrong.
How do I come up with 5 hot takes? I mean,
yeah, that's that.
Just come up with as many as you can. If it's 3, it's 3. If it's 2, it's 2. If it's 1, it's 1. I'm sure John's got a freaking 10 commandments of hot takes. He's probably written a book in the time that he's had to prepare. He's going to show up with a scroll and just drop it in front of his camera. But anyway, let's get to our first topic of conversation today. Justin, you may want to, throw up some earmuffs.
you may want to throw up.
I like that.
We are going to discuss The Mandalorian episode 5 titled The Jedi. Lots of stuff happened in this episode. It's really hard not to get into spoilers because that's what you want to talk about. You want to talk about the cool moments that we had. Holy snikes. Look what we have here.
Hey.
Oh my god, we need some fanfare. We need some
Yeah.
What's
up, guys?
Hey.
How are you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
As I live and breathe. Ooh!
Scott trimmed the beard.
I did. I was getting out.
How you been, Scott? It's been, a month since we've had you on here?
Missed you, buddy.
If not more.
Well, we've all missed you. I can tell you that.
I missed you all too, except for Dan and Max. I see them on the reg.
Jeez.
I can respect that.
Okay, that's fine.
I missed everybody but Jason.
Yeah.
Justin sees me every day.
We're about to talking Mandalorian. Are you caught up on the Mandalorian, or are you not watching it?
Yeah, I'm all caught up.
Spoiler alert, back up. This episode gives you some fan service if you've been a fan. It rewards you for being a fan of everything else in the extended universe.
Reward is our arguable term. That's fine.
Let's start with Scott. Let's hear your opinion first.
I really enjoyed this episode. I'm not a hugest Clone Wars fan, so I wasn't sure. I haven't watched much of Clone Wars. The original movie was a little much for me. I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling this. Everyone says it gets better, and they say just like skip past the first 2 seasons, and it gets really good. But I just don't have the patience. But I really enjoyed it. I love seeing Michael Biehn. It's nice to see him in something that he seems like he actually is semi-interested in. It's not just him kind of phoning it in like he does with like some like I don't know if you guys ever played Colonial Marines, but like he totally phoned that in, which who can blame the guy? So it's nice to see him like in something.
The Far Cry spinoff was really cool. Blood Dragon.
Yeah,
Blood Dragon's great.
Yeah, he was good in that, but he also didn't really have a whole lot of lines. It's a very short game.
No.
But I really enjoyed this episode. There's some cool calls to other EU stuff. Now canon, I guess. I mean, Thrawn's been canon for a while, so. And yeah, you want to talk about Western influences? Like this whole episode is basically like the duel in the center of town. So
yeah,
happens like twice, like one with Ahsoka and the chick, and then again with Mando and Michael Biehn. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good storytelling.
I liked Rosario Dawson as
oh yeah, I love her and everything.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson's badass. It's a shame that they couldn't give her a better character to play, but whatever.
Hey, I hate for you. I hate for you.
I love Max's low-key hate for the whole
Low-key.
But Max, what is your experience with the show, Katana? Is it just the Clone Wars animated movie?
No, it's the Clone Wars where she was made and fucking unleashed upon us. Like that's fucking God. That character sucks balls. I'm sorry. I'm a hater. I will always be a hater. And spoilers.
Hot takes.
Yeah, that's my fucking hot take. Ahsoka Tano.
There's not a hot take for Max.
Fucking no, I'm not a fan. I just don't like the whole character.
I know that she turned a lot of haters around with her arc in Rebels, and at the end of Clone Wars, like that final season, is where her hatred started to turn around for people. And I'm hearing this is again, more of the positive. I liked her in this show, and I really, really liked the name drop Thrawn, even though it took me a minute for it to click in my head.
That I'm down for.
I'm down for some live action Thrawn.
I wish they would bring in the freaking Nagri. Grand Admiral Thrawn's like little assassin creatures. Those guys never get any love, and they're badass. And
this book right here, I've read some of the new canon stuff. This is the best one I've read so far, and I've heard the rest of the trilogy is about as good as this is. So I'm looking forward to it, and it's done by the original author who created Thrawn, Timothy Zahn.
Yeah, I like that they kept him around to like kind of rewrite the story. I assume the story is pretty much the same, like at least his backstory, because like, I mean, it's not hard to be like, yeah, he was just sticking around in the outer rim until the Empire died, and then he came back.
Dan,
what you need to recanonize there?
Right.
What did you think of the child's name being revealed? Yeah,
it's fine. It's like Go-Gurt. It's okay. You just squeeze him and like tasty stuff comes out.
Excuse me?
Which works because in Spaceballs the name was yogurt, right?
Yeah.
I hate yogurt.
I like that Jon Favreau has really like paid attention to just Star Wars in general, and we're seeing that over the course of this television show. Like you could tell Jon Favreau loves this stuff. Not that you couldn't tell JJ loves it, but I think it's a different kind of love.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, is it too much to ask that people that make stuff like actually, pay attention to the source material? I mean, that should almost be a given, and yet it's not.
I think Star Wars works better as a television series, almost more so than a movie. It's like almost made to be a television show, even like the first 3 episodes.
They're called episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a play on a serialized, like if you're reading a comic book or whatever, and it's, like the stories move, they're pieces of a story. Like, yeah, it's all the 2-hour-long TV show.
And I like that, they bring in, they name drop, and they'll reference other stuff, but it's not done to bash you over the head.
Season.
Really?
I feel bashed over the head with it.
I have not at all.
Yeah, is that hot take number 2?
I haven't felt like we've had that much of it.
Okay, so there's the like they're pulling heavily from Clone Wars. We've had
I agree with Max on this one.
They've had 4 different characters straight out of Clone Wars that were only made in Clone Wars, and
Well, it's the same creative team.
Great, awesome. They're fucking stroking their own dicks over here, and I don't appreciate it. Like, oh yeah, remember this awesome character I made? Yeah, she's going to the show. She's going to the show.
Well, to be fair, you and Scott agree, but neither one of you guys liked Clone Wars, and a lot of people do like Clone Wars. Like, that show is loved.
Okay.
That's why it's a hot take, Jason.
people love the prequels, and those are fucking terrible. Obviously, idiots don't know what good is. Okay, like it's not my fault. I can just tell you that it sucks. That's it. Like that's all.
All right, Dan. Let's go to somebody more positive.
How's your vision now, Max? I mean, is it blurred at all?
I got the glasses on. My brain's working fine.
I never thought I'd see the day where I was more of a Star Wars fan than Max.
You're not more of a Star Wars fan than me.
I like a lot more of it than you do.
No, that doesn't say anything.
Yeah, that just means you're a less picky Star Wars fan than Max.
Well, I'm saying, but once you've had a franchise, and then most of the franchise is something you don't like, can you really say you're a huge fan of that franchise?
Yes.
Or do you say that you're a huge fan of a few of the movies?
I'm a huge fan of the shit that I love.
Yes.
I like all the books that they just decided weren't existing anymore. I love those.
I thought you didn't like those.
I read almost all of them all the way up to like 2003. Like, don't tell me I'm not a Star Wars fan. Go fuck yourself.
I will say I have a love-hate relationship with a lot of the books, because even though I think a lot of the stories are good, like they're not always told the best way.
Right.
No.
And like every author has their own little thing that they do, that like they do a lot. Like Timothy's doing something sardonically.
Any kind of like franchise thing is like that, though. Like you guys know I'm a big fan of the D&D, novels, and most of them are not good. but still.
Yeah, and that's okay. I'll argue with you the merits of some Star Wars versus some other Star Wars. That doesn't mean we both don't love Star Wars. Like, no, I'm just
giving you shit.
I just feel like there's better storytelling and there's better characters you should be using, and also like I'm tired of this period of time, and the more they draw back from the Clone Wars or whatever, the more I don't like it, because I'm just sick of that period of time. Like, I want to be past it.
But we're not in that period of time.
Or before it.
Bo-Katan was from that time. Bo-Katan is from that time. They're all from that period of time that I hate. So we might as well be there because it sucked. Like, I'm just tired of it. And I want to move on. I want to be like 500 years in the future when everyone is just dead. Like, anyone that you had any cling to.
Oh, well, that's a boring show. Everybody's dead. You just like fly around planets.
But the first season had hardly any like name dropping of original Star Wars characters. Like, it was like all new characters basically, and I was fine with that. And that's why I agree with Max. Like, they're starting to like Dave Filoni got involved. Now it's just Clone Wars Part 2.
Dave Filoni's been involved from the beginning,
but he wasn't like pulling in all his Clone Wars characters in season 1.
They wanted to. I think this has been the plan.
Okay, well, the plan sucks.
Because this is what the fans. This is what a majority of the fans want from Star Wars. Is they want to see it more connected to the extended stuff.
I'd rather have another Bill Burr episode than a Bo-Katan episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Any day of the week.
I'm digging the Mandalorian season 2. I'm loving every moment of watching it.
I'm still having fun watching Baby Yoda snarf down fucking frog eggs like it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for like what they're doing. Like I'm like, I enjoy the show, but I wish that they would not tell the story that they're telling. Like, I mean, it's real, but yeah, it could be like literally 35 other things, and I would be more down for that. Like, they would have that extra level of good on top of it. But you know, it's whatever. I got to take what I can get.
All right, all I'm saying is
Take what Dave Filoni gives you.
if we get Dark Troopers or Shadow Troopers or Kyle Katarn, I'm 100% on board on that.
Or Zombie
I think
Troopers.
you're getting those. I think those are coming very soon.
I mean, whether or not we'll get Katarn, I don't know. But
I'm glad that it appears that Ahsoka is only in this episode because her character did not obviously set up to continue further.
Nope. But look.
I'm sure they'll loop
First season-
around.
The first season showed you like the loop back. They just get like it's gonna be everyone on the ship.
Yeah, yeah.
Bo-Katan, Ahsoka Tano, the Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, and fucking who else? And Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. You got Kyle Katarn. You got some weird little lizard monsters. You know, whatever.
yeah, get the frog
Some
chick back.
people are coming back. It's all they're all gonna be in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah. It's gonna be like what the end of like season 4 of Doctor Who, where like every character from the entire new Doctor Who shows up. It's gonna be like that, but they're all gonna be on the ship.
They're all gonna show up in Smallville, Kansas.
Yes,
I do have,
which is the new Asgard.
but the writing is on the wall. I think sometime during the series run, we're going to see either Luke Skywalker or Han Solo, because I think that's who the Grogu is going to end up with.
We're not going to see Han Solo.
Nah.
There's no way Harrison Ford.
No, they'd bring in the guy who played Solo in the.
But he's
Or they bring in-
it's wrong for the time period.
I
Yeah.
think Sebastian Stan would be a good young Luke Skywalker.
Just bring in Lando again. I mean, if you're gonna do that,
You don't want to see
Yeah, bring
Luke?
Lando in.
No, I
Yeah.
don't want to see anyone I have seen in Star Wars. When the Mandalorian showed up, he was not a character I've ever seen. The whole lore and everything was something new. But now they're just bringing back the old shit, and I'm tired of it.
but Lando brings the Colt 45.
He's fucking dead.
You don't have to yell. God.
Yeah, Jesus.
Let him
Always,
die. Like, it's okay to be over. Like I'm so
it's okay to have conflict and not yell.
But that's not marketable, Matt.
Yeah.
We already have toys for these other things.
Yeah.
like I'm just so done. Like
I mean, don't you remember the blue milk craze from last year? You're like,
Oh my gosh, do I remember that?
I mean, that's fine if they're drinking blue milk. Like blue milk don't talk. Blue milk isn't a whiny little asshole for half of the movie. Like it's not.
unless you leave it in the back of the fridge and it starts talking.
Yeah. All right.
No. You forgot about me, did you?
Blue milk.
All right, I'll put off 3 out of 3 geeks. I'll save Max for the last. Tan, what kind of geeks do you give the episode?
I'll give it 3 out of 3 geeks. It's got Michael Biehn.
I think this season so far has been solid. What about you, Mr. Scott?
I would give this a 3 out of 3 geeks because it wasn't as I don't know. Ahsoka was in it, but she didn't feel like Ahsoka. So I was like at least not as much. She was just kind of there to like drop some Jedi wisdom and then just peace out, have a cool fight.
She's 20 years older, so she's slightly less annoying.
Yeah, and I like Rosario Dawson. So
Yeah.
I do too.
yeah, no, I like
your
the
ass.
show.
It's 3 out of 3 geeks. I told you I'm having fun watching. I just wish that they would go somewhere.
I'm having fun yelling about it. Come on, man.
It's well done. I enjoyed the lightsaber fighting. I thought that was going to be the weak point, and then it held up. It's still a fun show to watch. I just wish they would go in a different direction. Like you have like literally everything to do, and you're choosing to do shit that you already did.
I think you're going to get the Star Wars you always wanted. I don't think it's going to be 500 years in the future. I think it's going to be 500 years in the past.
No.
You get the Star Wars you deserve.
No. I don't want that. I don't want any of that shit because we like all the lore and all this shit. I know what happens. Hey, guess what? One day, Emperor Palpatine comes and fucks everything, and then somebody comes and kills that guy. And then he comes back to life and they kill him again. Like I already know the story. I don't want prequel. Anything prequel is stupid to me. Like I already know what happens. And then, I just want something new. I want to go in a different direction where like nobody knows how to use the Force, and the Force users are like just crazy, like wild magic use, like they don't know how to control it, and they got to figure out what the fuck to do. Like that would be cool. That would be really cool. Like the Mandalorian had to train this Jedi, like okay, I'm just gonna do the best I can. We'll see what happens.
Here's a rock kid.
Here's a blaster.
That is a more compelling story to me than like, oh, okay, we just got to go find this old dude that you already knew about, and then yada yada yada. Like it's just some more of the same. Like yeah, I'm having fun with the show. I'm not like mad at like, oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. But like they could tell a different story. They could. They just choose not to.
It's old and familiar, Max. The one thing that bothered me, and I forgot about it until now, the lightsabers versus the Beskar spear. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to argue that Beskar can't, deflect the lightsaber, and they're not on equal footing. However, she still has her hands wrapped around the spear. Yeah. You know what you do? You slide that thing right down. Her fingers fall off. She can't hold it anymore. There you go.
That was hilarious. That was so funny. Big. You're like, oh, okay. She's kind of a hard as zap.
That's my most largest problem that I had in this episode.
Yeah,
I'll never understand why people with two lightsabers always swing them at once.
Justin, you haven't seen any of this yet?
Nope. I tried to log in and it didn't work, and I wasn't going to be annoying and keep asking for it. So I was like, someday I'll watch it. Today's not that
you could just ask. You only asked one time.
I know.
You asked more than once, Justin. I need to create a Google Doc.
The one time you text him, he's going to be like, I'm in the hospital. Geez.
Leave me alone.
I still
have you had acid reflux?
Really, Justin, now.
Justin, I still would have done it for you, buddy. If you had messaged me last night at midnight, I would have done it for you.
Fucking timing ever.
Worst timing ever.
But Justin, I want to get your thoughts without everybody yelling over top of each other. Did you grow up with the 2 animated series?
I did not. I didn't really watch the animated stuff. I mean, I grew up. Like my dad made me. We enjoyed going and seeing the movies several times over, right? And I've read a couple of the books, but animated stuff. I didn't have Cartoon Network growing up. We just had basic cable or whatever, so I couldn't really watch the cartoons. I always mean to go back and watch them. But I do agree with Max that I'm ready for a story that doesn't involve this time period. The Star Wars universe is so big, and there's so many cool stories you can do that don't involve a Skywalker or whatever. There's so many different avenues you can go, and we're kind of pigeonholing ourselves into this, right?
I got a question because it's a little bit of both. What do you guys think of the possibility of seeing Thrawn?
I like Thrawn because he's a badass villain, but I mean, I'm 100% okay with putting him down. Like, if I never got another piece of Thrawn media, I've got the original that I love. So there's nothing that you can do to that.
You should read this. You'll like it.
Sure, maybe, whatever. But like, fucking no. Admiral Thrawn was good in the story he was in. I don't need to have him back. Like, it's not.
Hold books up to the camera, JT. There you go.
Here you go. Right there. And
get the original ones there. Yeah.
I will read those someday.
No. Get
out. Move the crap.
So, like, I mean, he's cool. He's a badass villain. So, yeah, I'm down to have a badass villain. But then they have to do it right, for one, and they're probably not going to. And, we'll see how it goes. So I'd rather them not. I would rather just have somebody else to be like, kind of like fucking Gus, like Admiral Gideon. I'm down.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, I like that guy. Like,
that dude was cool vibro sword there.
So Thrawn would be less of the offensive people that they could pop in the show.
No, it's still the same. Just because I don't hate that character in particular doesn't mean he's not part of the problem. Like, it's.
But we haven't.
So
really
the main problem with having Thrawn in the show like this is it's all very small scale stories, and it's like the Mandalorian doing stuff. And Thrawn really, like, his big strength is he's like a fleet commander, so he's good with like naval tactics and stuff like that. Like in Rebels, I think he like came down and would fight some people or whatever. But like his big thing is like he'll command a fleet, he'll command the hell out of that fleet, and he'll outmaneuver you at every turn. So like I just don't think it would work in the Mandalorian, like transitioning from like solo small adventures to like, well, now we're having a big old fleet battle for half the season. Like, it would work in another show that is specifically about like fleet battles, which I would watch. But yeah, go ahead, Dan.
This is why he's getting so many friends. You see, because at some point they're going to realize that they can't all fit on the same ship. They gotta all buy their own ships, and then it's like the end of the hell was it the last Star Wars movie? Like everybody just shows up to fight Thrawn at the end.
Well, to be fair, we haven't gotten everybody on a ship at one time yet. So that may not happen. But no, the reason I'm asking these questions is because I think it's fascinating that we all like the show, but we do have different gripes or different things that we like about it. And I just wanted to dive into that a little bit more by seeing what everybody's thoughts were on Thrawn. But I watched a show this week that I don't think anybody else watched. I watched Saved by the Bell, the reboot on the Peacock Network. First off, this show, it's not Cobra Kai, so don't go into it expecting Cobra Kai. But the first half of the show, first off, the theme song is god awful. But the first half, the show plays. Zach is a heightened version of himself. Like they're really feeding into that Zach Morris is trash, Funny or Die skit with Zach Morris just being a complete asshole. Like he's 100% not within this reality. And Bayside High has become almost a spoof of itself. So the premise of the show is. There's Zach shuts down all the low-income schools, and then they get them bussed out to some of the higher schools. And some kids from Douglas High, which is more or less a school in the lower-class neighborhoods, they come to Bayside. They're all grounded in reality, normal, everyday high school students. And then they get to Bayside, where everything is just completely heightened and ridiculous, and they're referencing it. And for the first 2 episodes, it almost plays like a spoof. But then the show starts to find what it's trying to be. And during the second half of the series, it finds its groove. So this show is better than it has any business being. And I think that it will find a new audience with younger people. And I think the people that like the original Saved by the Bell will find fun in this. The original cast is only in 2 episodes, or 3 episodes where they're all together. 2 of them really, one just has a Zach and Kelly cameo. But Screech is now a gym teacher. Jesse Spano is now a psychologist within the school, which makes sense. And Zach's governor, and Kelly is the first lady. We get one free.
Say that makes sense. Come on, man. Please.
Well, within
Trump's the president.
Well, within the reality of this show, if anybody remembers
the reality of reality.
The Saved by the Zach Morris was always like scheming and plotting to get out of doing certain things in the original show. So in this one, he becomes governor because he doesn't want to pay a speeding ticket because he's a hotshot. It's a whole thing. But get past Zach, because I wasn't a huge fan of Mark Paul in this show until the later episodes. Like his cameo in the first one was not very good. But I like when they make fun of the original show. They do it a lot. Like there's a school fundraiser where they show up and they find out that this principal has actually was a student at Bayside with them, and they all forgot who he was. So Zach thinks it'll be a great idea if they go out and do a quick rendition of the song they performed when they were a band inside of his imagination. And then the whole school shuts it down and makes fun of the situation and how stupid it was.
And I walk in like pretty much right when they start singing that stupid Friends Forever song. And I checks me right out. Like there's nothing worse than that in Saved by the Bell. And like
I think
bam, there it is. Like I'm done. That's it.
I'm not saying you would have liked the show, but if you'd saw the payoff to that scene, I think you would understand the context a little more, because it was not there for positivity.
To that show, like to that song, is so bad. It like makes yeah.
There is a lot of references to all of the horrible things they did and how it's just. The show makes fun of the original Saved by the Bell. At 100%. Anything with the original cast is almost a spoof. But with the younger cast, I think the younger cast does a really good job in this show. There is a few standouts, but I think their chemistry works really well. And all the stuff with the new students is actually pretty solid. And I like the stuff with Slater interacting. I like Zach and Kelly are my only 2 problems with the show, just because they don't fit. Their narrative, they're forced when they're in there. And I feel like the rest of the show goes pretty well. And I'm going to get the name of this young actress. She's 19, and she is amazing. I've reached out to her to get her on this podcast for an interview. Her name is Josie Kototh. she is a trans actress who plays a trans character within the Saved by the Bell lore. And to see something like Saved by the Bell deal with more real world stuff is kind of fascinating to me.
What's the Canadian one that Drake was on?
Degrassi.
Yeah.
It's better than Degrassi, but yes. So would I recommend this to people that are my age that weren't fans of Saved by the Bell? No, I wouldn't. You're not going to like it. If you like Saved by the Bell and you kind of make fun of it and you like to make fun of it, then check it out, because the original cast is making fun of it with you, especially Mark Paul. And the younger cast is something that, and I think anybody under the age of 30 is going to find the show fascinating if they've never seen the original Saved by the Bell. So it is 2.5 out of 3 geeks for me, because I feel like Full House to Fuller House, it's more the same. And Cobra Kai to Karate Kid, that's just extraordinary. But it's somewhere in the middle. The show starts off with them trying to find their feet. They get their groove in the second half, and I think it's good. The 2 seconds Lark Voorhees shows up is fun. She's just on a quick FaceTime call. They all look the same.
I thought
except for Mario Lopez, who looks younger.
Mario Lopez looks better now than he did in high school, which is I don't know what they I think he bathes
the E Entertainment money.
Yeah, he scuba dives in stem cells for he just still staying out. But no, I thought Lark Voorhees just looked terrible. The actress had a bunch of stuff.
They did a good job with her. No, I agree, she does. But no, they did a good job with her on this show.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find a picture of her.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
One of the funny bits that's recurring on this show that they bring back from the original series is Jesse's caffeine pill addiction.
Oh God.
Because there's a student getting another student caffeine pills, and she comes up behind and whacks them out of her hand. But people try to give her coffee throughout the series, and she yells at them about how she hasn't had caffeine in 30 years because she was addicted to caffeine pills. I thought that was pretty good.
They didn't freaking dirty it up. It was oh, here's some Adderall. You'll actually get addicted to.
I give the show 2 out of 3 geeks. If it was me personally reviewing it as a show that I enjoy, I would go closer to the 2.5, like I said. But if you're a fan of the original, you will enjoy it. You might not. I mean, some fans will enjoy it. You might not like the spoofy element of it. Yeah.
Huh, I'm amazed.
Yeah, they got her together for the show.
All right.
They pulled it off.
Good stuff.
But again, if you're not a fan of the original, don't check it out. But if you're, under 30, I think that you'll really enjoy this show. And look out for Josie Tollifs, because she is amazing in this series. And that's my review of Saved by the Bell.
Excellent.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
That's it. That's our podcast for today. Everybody have a great day.
It's all about Saved by the Bell, which I'm kind of glad that A, I'm not under 30, so I don't have to watch it. and B, the only other problem that I see with it is that to get the jokes of it making fun of the old one, you have to watch the old one.
I don't think you do. I think you get it, because if you're familiar with Saved by the Bell at all, you'll get some of the old jokes. There are scenes when they're in their the restaurant that's attached to the school, and there'll be 80-year-old. There'll be 80. Yeah, there'll be 80, 70-year-old people in the back.
You gotta dodge the Power Rangers that are working out there too.
And that's funny, because the Douglas students will comment on the old people in the background, God, how old are the kids at the school? And then you'll see a 90-year-old woman in a cheerleading outfit with her stomach exposed. So it's pretty funny.
Anywho.
I also watched a TV show, and I made Max watch some of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's called The Goes Wrong Show.
Yes, that show is fun.
And it's a British show. Came out, I don't know, last year or the year before. There's only 6 episodes. It's on Prime. It's the whole setup is just these community actors are trying to get through this half-hour television play, and everything goes wrong. And it is one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen.
It's really good. I watched an episode and a half. Or no, I think it was 2 episodes.
Yeah. You watched 2.
While we were waiting on Scott to show up for Animaniacs, and
Dang.
I when Dan suggests something, I'm always like, well, here we go. And I gotta take it with like a pound and a half of salt. Like grain won't do. But this is actually really, really funny, and I'm very glad he showed it to me because like it's worth watching. Yeah, it's like they're broadcasting the play of the week every week, and yeah, like the lowest
Like-
budget possible. I don't know, like how they made it on, like they barely made it on the TV, and like it's just really good. Like when when stuff starts going wrong and they try to act through it, and it's good.
Like I love that it's done in front of an audience.
Yeah,
because you get the reaction of that. Plus, I mean, their timing is spot on. Like the whole show, like stupid shit happens the whole time.
But it's really interesting because like they're playing bad actors also.
Yeah. The one guy like loves to have the spotlight. So when he gets like an awe, he'll like redo what he just did.
Yeah, just to get the audience to react the same way again and again and again. Like, it's really, really good. Like it's very, very well done, and it's again it's interesting. It's like the Sacha Baron Cohen thing where it's like he's got to be in a disguise to be in a disguise, like because you don't know, like everyone knows this character too much, so now he's got to play another character, but he's that character in the character, and yeah, it's really good. I had a lot of fun.
To have the spotlight, so when he gets like
everyone knows this character.
What the fuck?
Gee, what are you doing?
And yeah, it's.
Sorry, I didn't click anything.
Yes, you did.
On.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Stop playing with your shit.
Dude, Scott finally comes back and you pull this bullshit.
Yeah, really. He's never gonna come back again now. He's like the
I'm just waiting for
groundhog,
the fake trailer.
Just F all of you.
Yeah.
Coming up, I got a trailer for The Mandalorian Season 6.
Yeah.
Shit gets crazy.
Oh my god.
Greedo has
Mandalorian, the music.
It turns out that Emperor Palpatine was the bad guy the whole time.
Who shot first? Find out later today.
Nice. Oh yeah, did we ever talk about the Star Wars holiday special?
No.
Did anybody watch it? No, the new one, not the
Lego one.
Yeah.
Was it any good?
It was okay.
I've heard.
I mean, granted, on the other one that you can base anything on, it's phenomenal. I mean, you don't get Wookiees growling for 3 hours, a masturbation chair, and then really bad animation. What was that?
Did they incorporate Grandpa Sticky's masturbation chair?
No, they did not.
Is there a B. Arthur cameo?
No, but they
Starship bit.
They did incorporate Life Day, which I thought was a big move.
Well, they've made it canon in the first season of Mandalorian.
Yeah, but the first season of Mandalorian wasn't all about Life Day.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get Bruce Valanche back on, and we do a whole show review of the new holiday special.
That would be fun.
Bruce.
I wonder if he would be into that, or if he's just like,
He would be. He was on another podcast recently, and I was like, he had his name as Amy Schumer, and I sent a message into the people, and I'm like, wow, Amy Schumer's never been so hot.
Agreed.
Damn.
Or funny.
Amy Schumer just got the chills. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I watched a TV show.
What'd you watch?
I finished up The Haunting of Bly Manor.
I really enjoyed that show. I did.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the ending.
Yeah, the ending was rough. I agree. Everything but the ending was good, I thought.
So I like when they explained things. Normally in horror things, like especially in Hill House, when they explain like why things are haunted or why scary things were happening, it gets less compelling.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case here. I actually kind of enjoyed the way they explained like why the house was haunted.
That's cool.
And who these ghosts were and stuff like that. Even though I felt some of them fell flat.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like the first episode, she like walks by and you see like a plague doctor in the background, And then they like explain that really quick in the last episode. I'm like, oh yeah, the plague doctor died here like 50 years ago or 100 years ago.
Of the plague.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Like, I was like, oh, okay.
The old janitor who died here 25 years ago. Moving on.
Let me ask you guys a question. Is it
You
one
really
of
like
those
math.
Is it one of those endings that makes you hate the whole show, or is it
No.
still a good show?
No, it's fine.
It's still a decent show.
Yeah.
That's how American Horror Story is. Like
It's
the
real
episodes
hard to
are
stick
pretty
the
good until you get to that ending.
And then it takes a dump.
About the season, with the exception of seasons 1, 2, and 3 for me.
I mean, I like when they like. I always thought that American Horror Story had like big balls because like they kill the retarded girl or the mentally. What's the word now? I'm sorry.
God.
Retarded.
A mentally handicapped,
Mentally handicapped. Yeah.
handicapable, I think it's actually.
Yeah. Did she have Down syndrome? Did she actually have Down syndrome?
Yeah, she actually has Down syndrome.
Okay, so the Down syndrome girl. They kill her on a regular basis, and I'm like, hey, like that's equality. That's what's up. Like, because normally that's supposed to be right, but like I'm down for that. Like, kudos to American Horror Story.
If you only catch like a half of that sentence, it sounds real bad.
Is that the only thing that you like? Because that's what makes it bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What Dan said.
Like if there's an and there's you got some bullet points going on there, it's okay. But if it's just like, hey, they kill the one chick.
Dan, what would you give the holiday special?
I don't know. I didn't fall asleep during it, so 2.5. I mean, it's basically a Lego kids thing. I mean, what do you want?
Well, I guess compared to the original, the new one's probably like The Godfather.
I mean,
right?
I didn't have to drive. I didn't have to watch it drunk, so that's a plus from the old one. And I mean, it kept my attention for half an hour. It's fine.
Is it the Citizen Kane of Star Wars holiday specials?
Apparently, yes. Like,
Scott, Justin, what do you guys geek Bly Manor?
I'll give it 2.
I give it 2. I can give it that. I mean, it started so strong, in my opinion, then it tapered off pretty hard.
Yeah. Like Scott was saying with horror, like when you do the reveal, it takes away some of it. A lot of the time, it's real hard to stick the lane, like to carry that all the way through.
Also, I don't want to be that guy, but it definitely falls heavy into the trope of tragic endings for LGBTQ couples. Like, I think that's like the only couple that doesn't have a happy ending. Well, I guess that's not entirely true.
Spoiler alert! I don't have the little sign up.
But one of them one couple never actually was a couple, and one of them was spoiler dead the whole time, Bruce Willis style. So. But if you didn't see that coming after like the first introduction to this character, you're not really like paying attention.
I have been watching Star Trek Discovery, and
I'm out.
Nice.
What I will say is I 100% understand why Scott and my friend Alex and a few other people would not like the show. However, as a fan of the JJ movies,
as a Star Wars fan,
I feel like the show is a lot more in that vein, and I personally am really into it. But I completely understand why Star Trek purists would not be.
As a fan of Galaxy Quest and Call of Duty, I seem to like it very much.
Jason said the best thing, I think, or we were talking about earlier today. He's like, I understand why the Scots don't like it. I don't understand why more people don't like it because like
interesting.
I just meant like the wider audience, like all the people that love the JJ movies. I don't understand why they're not watching it because it's
because they got to pay for CBS access. And then navigate the stupid, format that they have.
There are hints to the original style Star Trek movies within the show, but it's morely focused on the Klingon
Jedi,
the Klingon war with the Federation. And I'm finding all of that fascinating. Then we went to the mirror universe, and I was sucked in. I'm personally enjoying it, but like I said again,
yes,
Spock's father.
Even the women.
That was the only Vulcan in there. Was
Sarah?
In the mirror universe, like everyone had a goatee, didn't they?
Like, kinda.
No, it was just Spock, and that was the joke.
Okay. Cool. All right.
That it was like the only way to make Spock evil was to give him evil facial.
Yep. Okay. No, I guess that's fair.
That was more of a South Park thing where like everyone's evil version had the goatee.
Yeah. Okay.
I've never actually seen the episode where they go to the movie, which I'm not that big of a fan.
I have, but it's been forever. So
I actually really liked the Enterprise mirror. It was like 2-parter. Yeah,
Okay, so if you're an original series and a Next Generation fan, Discovery is probably a 1 out of 3 geeks for you. If you're a fan of science fiction, not necessarily Star Trek, but just science fiction, it's a good show.
I don't like this comparison at all, because first of all, you're saying that's apparently Star Trek isn't science fiction.
That's not what I mean. It's not. If they had called this anything but Star Trek Discovery, I think more people would enjoy it. But since they attached Star Trek to it, there's it's not following the same things that Star Trek is known for. A lot like the JJ movies didn't necessarily follow the things of Star Trek.
Firefly.
Yeah, because nobody liked that show.
But if you want to check out some cool sci-fi that's not necessarily Star Trek,
then watch Star Trek.
That's not OG Star Trek, I recommend Discovery. It's an easy 2 out of 5 geeks for me personally.
2 out of 5.
2.5 out of 3. Jesus Christ.
2 out of 5.
That's a low-key burn there. Like,
now
you're higher than it is.
You might as well just say 1/3.
In other news, Randy Quaid has announced his presidency for 2024. Candidacy.
Oh, he's in a block next.
Donald Trump Jr. is going to be his running mate.
Yeah.
And they are they're gonna make America great again. Oh, it's gonna be MAGAA.
Please stop.
Did you see that video where he's like super close to the camera and there's just like lights flying?
Yeah.
He must have like a seizure.
Where he was
he's like ripping on Fox News.
Well, he was doing an active shit, man. What the hell do you call those? No, a take on one of Trump's tweets. He was just reading it and acting, apparently.
Oh boy. I do want to touch on one more thing. I don't know if we're going to let Justin speak, but we unfortunately lost David Prowse, who was Darth Vader, the first Darth Vader, the OG Darth Vader. And he also appeared in Clockwork Orange and some episodes of Doctor Who.
Who is he in Clockwork Orange?
I will fact check that right now.
He was Suit Vader for all 3 of the original movies, right?
I thought so, yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think they switched to a different.
No, I kind of feel bad for this guy because they never told him that James Earl Jones was voicing over his work. So
right. That's rough.
He did that whole thing thinking that he was Darth Vader, and then there's always a soft spot in my heart for this guy just because it sucks. I mean, it's like getting kicked last or something. It that sucks.
On the other hand, I mean, they did use James Earl Jones. So,
right. If you're gonna lose your voice acting job to somebody,
that's kind of cool. Yeah.
And there's a lot to say about his physical performance, especially in Empire. I'd say.
He was an intimidating guy.
Yeah.
He was Julian in Clockwork Orange.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
He was also in the Hitchhiker's Guide miniseries.
Oh, who was he in that?
A bodyguard.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And the Benny Hill Show. This guy's been in a lot of stuff.
Who was he in that? Some guy on the left of the screen.
He was in the audience.
Yes.
And he played a Force Ghost in a TV series called Southern Troopers.
See? Callback.
I just wasn't sure if he was the
Wait, what?
What's the alien race from Hitchhikers?
Oh yeah, what
are they called?
I don't know, and I just watched the miniseries.
I know, but the guy who's like the Vogons.
Yeah,
Vogons.
Yeah,
there you go.
But when he launches them out the airlock, and he's like and he just walks away. Kind of sounds like him because they're got Scottish accent.
Well, if you guys liked listening to Max scream in the first part of this show, stay tuned because we have hot takes coming on. Coming up next,
Ready.
we have Mr. John Orlando. We will be right back after this 2 to 3 minute break.
Hey everybody, it's John Orlando from the PVD Cast. Are you wondering where you can find my podcast? Well, it's real simple. Just go over to pvdcast.com, the online home of yours truly, or it's available through all of those major podcasting platforms. Just search for it in Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, iHeartRadio app, and don't forget that every single Monday night at 8 o'clock, I do a live broadcast of the week's episode of the PVD Cast through the Facebook page. Just go over to facebook.com and search for @PVDcast and join me every Monday night at 8 p.m. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get on out of here. So I'll chat at each and every one of you later.
Hi, I'm Casper.
And I'm Becky Gremlin.
And we're the hosts of Don't Fuck With The Original.
We are a spoopy horror podcast that pretty much covers everything under the genre.
We cover haunted locations, we cover true crime, cryptids, movies, anything you can literally think of. We are all over it.
Everything spoopy.
On Wednesdays, and why?
Wednesdays are for podcast. Thanks, guys.
Jason, what's wrong, man? You seem to be a little bit down in the dumps.
I've just been searching the internet all day trying to find a podcast dedicated to Matlock, and I can't seem to find it.
What? Funny you mentioned that. I know of a podcast called Matt Talk, and it takes a look at every single episode of that beloved series and critiques it and reviews it, discusses it, even sometimes pokes fun at it. Wait a minute. We're the hosts of that.
That's right.
Yes, of course. Why? I don't understand why you forgot that. But nonetheless, folks, you can check out Matt Talk. We have a great Facebook page. It's @Matt Talk Podcast. You could get the episodes wherever you find podcast episodes. And we make it easy on you, don't we, Jason? Sometimes we just put the link for Anchor right there in the description of each announcement when an episode comes out. And all you got to do is click and listen. And Jason, where can folks get in touch with us if they want to comment, say on this silly commercial or on any episode of Matt Talk?
All you need to do is go to benmatttalk@gmail.com. You can drop us a line on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. Twitter account coming soon. Get in contact with us.
There you go. And right now we have 8 episodes in the can. We got plenty more coming up. So check it out. We love Matlock. We certainly do. And so with that, we'll see you in the courtroom. Well, not literally, figuratively.
Bonjour tout le monde. It's Jesse Camacho, and you're listening to the Three Geeks Podcast.
Be good.
Hello, everybody. I'm back.
Well, we lost.
Lost Scott. Oh no, Scott and Dan. Oh no.
I'm really only mad about that.
We do have a Matt Talk Twitter account now. It's Matt Talk __ podcast.
It isn't like your nickname is already Hot Take Orlando.
John.
No. That's just Hot Taco King. That's
Hot Taco?
Taco Bell presents its newest entree, as seen in the hit movie Showgirls.
Look what you did.
Gobbled them up on screen, and now you can get your hands on Nomi's beefy fish taco. Engulf all the voluptuous flavors.
Sorry, I have not done that in forever, and I had a perfect opportunity to play it. But John, do you have a scroll of hot takes?
Do I have a scroll of hot takes? No, I don't. I'm surprised. I only have 5 and a half hot takes.
You're only supposed to have 5. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, we revised it, John, prior to you joining us. That it can be between 1 and 5. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, the half I can get rid of. That's not a problem. Because to be honest, the half I'm kind of on the fence. Like, we've already talked about this, and I don't know. I think a hot take, you got to be like passionate about it, and I'm kind of like lukewarm on that. And that would be David Lynch for complete transparency. That was the half.
Oh yeah.
I didn't say start, John.
Oh, my bad.
Jesus, John. Spoiler alert.
And
I
go.
think you're wrong. Thank you.
I spoiled my hot take with the first half of this.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, Max Hot Cake is he does not like Baby Yoda.
Hot cake. Old hot cake.
Hey, no Mandalorian
Hot cake,
spoiler.
Orlando.
No Mandalorian spoiler. Someone's
Don't
still way
watch-
behind.
Don't watch the first hour of this, John. You'll be safe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow,
well,
let's just
The
drop
first
spoiler right
hour.
there.
I'm
We
not lying.
spoiled
I was kind of
everything.
monitoring, going. I had it up, and I kept hitting on mute and go, nope, mute.
Yeah, man. We spoiled it. We even spoiled season 5 when Greedo shows up.
Yeah.
Good times.
And
But,
that whole musical episode.
I've never started one of these, so I want to start with one of mine, and it's gonna be controversial. Maybe I don't know if to the panel or not.
Oh my.
But everybody out in the world always argues about Tupac and Biggie being the greatest rappers of all time. I don't think either one of them are.
Is it John?
Okay, now are they in the top of the greatest murdered rappers?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. There's an argument for Big L.
I'm wondering if they're at the top of some list. I'm like, how do you curate it to put Tupac and Biggie at the top?
I think the only reason they're on the top of the list is because they died. I think Tupac is one of the greatest songwriters to ever grace rap music, and I think Biggie has some of the best flows. And if you were able to combine the two, I think you would have the greatest rapper of all time. They're top 10, but I don't think they're the greatest of all time. That's my hot take.
I
I
don't
think
think
there's
that's that hot of a take.
Nah.
Really?
That's a pretty hot take.
Yeah, that's a hot take.
I'm scorched over here from your hot take.
Who's number one then, Jason? Who do you say is the greatest of all time?
Jason.
Rakim, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
No, Eminem is definitely in the top 5 for me, but not. I can be objective, Max. But Rakim, there's an argument for. There's an argument for Chuck D. There's an argument for Ice Cube. There's an argument for LL. Like all of these guys
Hot take,
at the
greatest
top
rapper
of their
all time,
game.
Vanilla Ice. Done.
Yeah.
Stop this train. I don't want to.
Fred Durst was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I did find out something yesterday, John.
Down with the
What's that?
nookie.
Steve was on the set of House Party 2. And got
No
to meet
way.
Kid and Play.
House Party 3.
Because I was telling him, I said, I want to interview Kid and Play. Because I ran that by Max, and Max is 100% down for an interview.
200% down to interview Kid and Play. Are you serious?
I'm working on it.
I'm more sure about that than a bitch on Maury. I know he the baby daddy.
I'm
Isn't
sorry, Max,
one
but
of-
he is not the baby daddy.
Isn't one of them
And
like
why is
ill?
the TV talking to me?
What's that?
Isn't one of them Kid or Play? I don't remember which one. Isn't one of them? Doesn't one of them have something medically wrong with them?
That was Chris Cross.
Like I mean, like cancer or something, Dan. Not like
Cross, John.
Cross.
Isn't there something wrong with one of their organs?
This has gone sideways.
Yeah.
I blame the hot take.
John
Yeah.
Max. It's the kid, one of the kids from Chris Cross who died a few years back.
Oh, okay.
Chris Cross died.
Play is now a minister, but they still tour as Kid and Play.
So you can technically, like, some might think that that's an incurable disease. Religion.
I think we should give.
Lord.
That's a hot take.
I think we should give John a moment to go put on his Fear the Black Planet shirt. Oh wait, John.
Did you share that story with everyone?
I have not shared that story with John and I. After I dropped Steve off in Springfield, we were on the phone talking about our love for hip hop when we were younger. And John shared some stories, and I shared some stories. I told him that I used to wear my pants backwards. It was not at all made no sense to do. It was stupid. It's not.
I did that once. I wore my clothes backwards.
I think I did it with you. I think that's who.
And I couldn't get them off.
That's how they became friends. They took pants off and switched
Yeah.
around.
Unfortunately, we were friends long before that.
Yeah, I was playing G.I. Joe's outside, and Max turned his bike over, and then we played G.I. Joe's together. That's the story.
God, if I would have just stayed inside like I wanted to.
Yes.
Opted I to go play outside.
That was
But I
our
met Jason.
Yeah. Who's next to the hot take?
If it wasn't for me, Max, you never would have met the love of your life.
Hold on.
What about a Scott take?
Hold on. What's the story about the Fear of the Black Planet?
Okay.
t-shirt?
So I
Because
had
this got started and it never got finished.
Okay. I had plenty of Public Enemy like T-shirts when I was in high school. All right, I had the Nation of Millions, the Hold Us Back concert shirt. I had the Welcome to the Terror Dome, like they had a concert shirt for that, and they had Fear of a Black Planet, which on the front had them, and on the back it had the logo for the album cover. Right. I had worn that shirt. I'd worn all these shirts multiple times, but one night. I was watching Stanley Cup hockey, and it was a big game for the Pens, and I'm just glued to it. I'm watching TV, not paying attention to anything else going on except for this game. Game's over. I go to bed. I wake up, get ready to go to high school. And high school, I didn't watch the news. I didn't give a shit about the news and that. So throw on jeans, throw on the Fear of a Black Planet T-shirt, go to school. I'm in school maybe at my locker. Yep, that's the one. That's exactly it. That's the one I had. So
come on, John. I'm a professional producer now.
Yeah,
okay. All right. Nicely done, Jake.
You can tell what's fake and what's real when it's not a trailer.
Except for one.
Fake T-shirt.
So I'm at my locker, and I haven't been in the building more than 5 minutes. And a friend of mine, Ryan, comes over and goes, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" What? What are you doing? Why are you wearing that shirt? I'm like, because I've worn this shirt a million times. He goes, yeah, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, Ryan, I don't understand what's going on. It was the day after the LA riots.
Oh.
So
I
he's
don't
like,
understand why that's so bad. Just do this.
I don't really. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So my buddy Ryan's
honestly,
like, dude, this is not the time to be making a statement. I'm like,
Oh,
I didn't know. Yeah.
Hot take Orlando from high school.
So the whole day, I probably had a lot of people thinking weird things like, what is up with this? Especially as I shared with Jason, there was only maybe 12, 15 black kids in my high school. So I don't know. None of them ever said anything to me, but I'm wondering if they were like, all right, righteous brother.
You know, probably got a little bit of cred. That's what's up.
Yeah, everybody. John may be racist against Asians, but he is all about the black struggle.
But you didn't share. You buried the lead because you mentioned you and I in what was it? Would that have been '99? We were at the same concert.
We
the
were
Smoking Groove store.
I went and saw Public Enemy in Cypress Hill. I met Professor Griff, and John was at that same concert.
I don't think he buried the lead. I feel like the T-shirt was a strong point of that one.
But
John's saying that we've crossed paths in the past is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, great. Like, I still feel like that.
I still feel John's political statement in 1992 was much more important.
Right. No, that's good. I dig it. Hey, man, fight the power. That's what's up.
And I do agree, John. Gangstar sucked.
Yes, Gangstar was terrible on that tour. Oh my god.
Cypress Hill was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Right. I'm ready for a Scott take.
Scott.
The Scott take. That's awesome. All right. You guys are ready for all this. I think Halo is a horrible video game franchise, and I think it hurt the medium more than it helped it.
I don't disagree. I think Halo Wars is the best of the Halo games, and I 100% agree with Scott about the first-person shooters. I think it's more of the same.
Actually, I think it's not more of the same. I think it has some disturbing trends. I understand it did a lot for console online, blah, 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 blah. But it was one of the early pioneers of regenerating health, weapon limit, and awful level design. And everyone freaking loved it because, like, the first 3 hours is actually pretty cool, and then it had great online, and that was about it.
It's funny.
But I don't think the story is that compelling. I think it's very derivative of Ringworld.
I agree with Scott.
Feels a lot of other like sci-fi plot tropes, and it's just like kind of boring. And yeah, not a huge fan.
I worked at the video store around the corner, and somebody traded in Halo Wars, and they're like, "This is fucking awful." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? This is the best Halo game I've ever played. I hate the other ones." So I'm there with you. I do not like the first person Halos at all.
I do not agree with Jason, however. Because a Halo Wars is a shitty strategy game.
I think it's a good console one.
Well, that's the problem. Consoles shouldn't have strategy games.
Yes, it should.
No.
The consoles can do strategy games. They just have to do it slightly differently. And Halo Wars is like baby's first strategy game.
That's right.
Nobody put baby in the corner.
Maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah,
I knew how to play it, Dan.
Exactly.
I'm not a big strategy fan in general. I played a little bit of Red Alert 2.
Yeah.
They had StarCraft on the fucking N64. Okay, so it's possible. It's possible.
Well,
it doesn't mean it's well.
But it's not the best version.
It's not. Agreed.
I love StarCraft on the N64. I love StarCraft anyway, but on the N64, it's just I don't know why I dig that so much.
I love the old school Warcraft games, 1, 2, and 3.
3 was a lot of fun.
Before there was a World of Warcraft, there was just Warcraft.
Yeah, and then before they remastered World of Warcraft 2, and then made all the old ones the new game.
I got them all. I bought them all on GOG.
Those guys are fucking smart. Like,
yeah, then never play 2 because it'll just convert into the new one.
They GOG, Dan, it's the original 2.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah,
it probably is until you try to play online against somebody.
Oh yeah, you can't play online.
Anyway, can I do a hot take?
Yeah, Dan.
Thomas Wayne is my favorite Batman.
That is a hot take.
It is a very hot take.
But I can't hate on you for it.
He's angry and grizzled and just goes around shooting people. It's great. Like that is my Batman. Sorry.
That takes me to my other hot take. Jared Leto's the best Joker.
Ah,
I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. Bad joke.
A killing
hot
joke.
take, but a bad joke.
Yeah.
I don't have any familiarity with Thomas Wayne as Bruce Wayne or Batman. I mean,
so if you watch Flashpoint, you see Thomas Wayne as Bruce Wayne is the
Flashpoint movie good?
Oh, the Flashpoint movie is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, like pretty much. Even I would even say the Flashpoint movie is better than the actual Flashpoint event in the comic books, but that's only because you don't have to read like 35 different comic books to get it all to work. But no, Flashpoint is one of the best or one of the better, more recent DC animated movies because like that's just gone way downhill. I think that was like the beginning of the end for DC animated.
Yeah.
But it was still really good. You should check it out. Like absolutely check it out. There's a lot of cool stuff. Aquaman's a hard ass. Aquaman's a hard ass. This was up.
King of hot takes. What is on your scroll?
Well, I'll start with the one that's probably going to get the least amount of like recognition because it's a wrestling one.
I knew he was going to have a wrestling one. I knew it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to have no opinion on it.
Hey, same with Halo. I'm like, sure, Scott. I don't know because I've played Halo once. So.
That's the one with the guy with the green armor, right?
He's lying. He doesn't want to feel bad, but he's got a whole room dedicated to Halo. John's got a life-size Master Chief that he wrestles every night.
Chief. he's like Le Chief from James Bond.
Yes,
Master Chief.
So my first hot take. My first hot take is that All Elite Wrestling's Orange Cassidy is overrated. I don't understand the character. I don't get the story behind it. Part of the problem is him. The other part is that the commentary team doesn't do anything to help you figure out who this character is. He's the lazy millennial, but that's all we got. Like it doesn't make sense in this world of, combat sports, so to speak. So that and everybody loves him. Everybody thinks it's a great character. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So Guy's talented in his other characters. He's been good, but this one, I don't understand.
I think it harkens back to where like that period of time where everybody had to have a job. So you had the trash man and the race car driver and shit. Sure. And now you've got lazy millennial.
Man, I won't be that would be my job.
Played out. Like okay, another lazy millennial joke. Like
Max, have you not seen wrestling? I mean, things get played out and then they just beat it to death for like 3 more years.
So like I'm just trying to I'm agreeing with Hot Take Orlando that it's like you're gonna put a guy in this situation. It's like, okay, well here's the whole thing. Like
here's great example. Back in the day when the Undertaker showed up, right? Yeah. He would have a match. Maybe for an example, Hulk Hogan would clothesline him. He'd fall down, then he'd sit up. Well, then the commentators would go, "Well, he's the dead man. He's from the other side." Okay, that makes sense. But if you don't even have them doing that, they're like, "Oh, what a clothesline." Then why is this guy sitting up again? Why? Now, and they don't. The commentary team doesn't say, "Okay, Orange Cassidy's a millennial because he was blah 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 blah." His family was beatniks and they followed around the Grateful Dead. There's something to make sense as to why this guy is such a lazy shit.
But the commentary teams don't do their jobs anymore. Like,
that's true.
I've noticed most things. Like nobody does a decent play-by-play. Nobody can actually like name the moves that are being used.
Yeah, you're correct. You're absolutely correct.
Then the other guy is trying to sell you corn chips, and that's
about it. Joke. Like if
corn chips,
Googling the moves to learn the names of them, that would be a millennial joke.
Yeah.
I mean, most millennials in their late 20s, 30s, and early 40s, right? At this point, so what's the point of making fun of lazy millennials? Next generation needs to be up at this point,
right?
Because the government does that because they're all 80 years old.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I'm going to go with a hot take. The NFL should not have played this season.
That is a hot take.
Oh, that is.
I'll take it.
I agree with you, and I'm not a sports guy, but I agree with the notion as far as because a lot of people are getting injured, games are getting postponed.
Well, I mean, like the injuries always happen because you have 400-pound dudes crashing into each other.
I mean, I meant COVID, but I said injuries. Like, there's a lot.
Yeah, no, like people are getting sick. They're trying to get people in the stadiums. Like,
oh God.
It's not good. It's not a good look. And I feel like if they would have taken this year to make like an NFL bubble, and then like either started way late or like had some sort of hybrid 2021 season, like that would have been better. But like basketball and hockey showed you that you can have the sport, but you have to be in the bubble. And if you can't, like if there's too much going on where you can't make the bubble, then you need to do whatever it is to be able to do that. I just feel like they're playing down the number of players and coaches that actually got COVID. And I don't feel like they should have played this.
Do you feel the same way about college football and college sports in general, like basketball and the whole thing? You're talking about sports in general, right?
If you can't do a bubble and all this stuff, because again, the NBA did it. They had their whole season without anyone catching COVID, and like NHL did it. They played their whole season and no one caught COVID. So
you can definitely do it. Yeah, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you obviously have to take these extreme steps, and they weren't willing to do that. They're just trying to cash out, and I feel like that's kind of like cashing in on death. So that's pretty cool.
I agree.
I agree.
Plus, my fantasy teams are doing really bad.
Oh God, my fantasy team's garbage this year.
I started out really hot.
They got hotter because they
I got to the root of the story. I'm just kidding.
No, I know, but like next season, I'm only going to pick players on teams that I want to see lose because that's what'll happen. Anybody I pick, I'm sorry I picked you because now you're going to lose.
Can I take 11 Tom Brady's, please?
Yes.
Very cool.
So who's that? Justin, have you given one?
I guess mine's kind of on the similar vein of Max in terms of in the sports realm, but there hasn't been a good basketball or football game in like 10 years. I am so disappointed in Madden. I'm so disappointed in NBA anything. College football is gone. Like that whole genre, no one gives a shit about. They're like, hey, I'm going to take your $60 this year, and you're going to go and live with a new skin team, and then that's it. Like people still buy it. I mean, some people complain about it, but like they're still making millions and millions of dollars. So obviously people are buying their product. I want people to strike against it, right? I mean, they're giving us bad product. Let's do something. You can't do anything about it, but let's, as a group, collectively say, hey, you need to actually do something for this game.
I agree with you, Justin. I liked Madden 21, but I 100% agree with you. If they're going to just redress the game, then give it to us in DLC. Charge us $20 to upgrade the game that we already have instead of making us pay $60 to buy the same game upgraded slightly.
Yeah, no, because like I'd say every 5 years you actually get a different
a new feature set. Yeah, if development takes longer,
when it switches consoles, that's when we do.
Like, but if you pay $60 for the original game, and then it's only $15-$20 to get your updated roster, and everyone's moved on to their new teams, and whatever extra like mini game feature you want to add, like now we have coach mode, or whatever, like. That would be fine to me, but I stopped buying sports games a long time ago because of that. Like it's also because NCAA 14 is my favorite football game, and
I still have it back here.
They can't make NCAA games anymore, so I'm paying the players. Fuck it, man. Like just
pay. If that gives me back my computer game or Xbox game, yes, pay all of them, double it. Like I want to play computer games.
Double it and cut it in half.
Yeah, right.
But I think college players should get paid, even if it just goes into a bank account until they graduate and then they have money afterwards.
Oh man,
I think that would be a decent idea because then they still get to be college students and experience that
actual incentive to graduate.
Yes, instead of just go straight to the NFL. Like, hey,
if you're LeBron James, you're going from high school to the NBA, done. But how many LeBron James are there out there? Like it's not, and these guys, obviously they can't do, if you got to be a student and a full-time athlete, like you have no time to make money and you're in college. Like that's not how it's not going to work for a lot of people. So I'm 100% like pay the players, like figure something out.
But Justin, they could make your sports games like they make FIFA. Where it's you pay for the whole game and then you get that fun, microtransactions to make your super duper team thing, and the fun never ends. Look at the ratings on the Xbox One for FIFA 20. It's hilarious.
Wait, with FIFA 20, don't they have that special bribery option that you can get? Oh, my bad.
Collusion.
Nice. Collusion. There you go. This ball isn't inflated correctly.
$300 gets the ref to call their number one player. You give him a red card. You can set up your transaction right now.
Yeah.
What was that football game where you broke bones and did steroids?
Blitz.
Blitz. We need a blitz. We need that. We're gonna have crappy.
NFL stopped. They thought it was so brutal. Like we don't want our name on this anymore because you're sitting there people after the play is over.
Because there was blitz and there was NHL hits.
Yes,
and then there was a baseball one too. And wait, was the baseball one hits? No.
No, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was hits with a Z at the end.
It definitely was.
That's how you know it's edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still do that today.
Well, EA has exclusive rights to the NFL now, so nobody else can make another game.
Well, they've had that for a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, which is more of the problem that you're talking about.
Since when the NCAA thing happened, I think is when the rights became exclusives.
Listen, if you created a good football game and just got rid of the names, I would still play it. I don't know about everybody else, but if you gave me a fun game about the actual sport and all the different features that could go into a good football game or basketball game, I'd still buy it.
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, 2K was great.
The whole reason I loved NCAA 14 is because you could go and make up your own college online.
Yeah.
And into the game. So I don't even need real teams. The game just needs to be good. Because I had 8 different Star Wars colleges,
And here come the ass
their
hats.
own fucking conference. Okay, like it's
IP freely back to pass.
I just played as Indiana, so we were just bad. So I had to like bring a Mac school into relevance. It was great.
Well, can I share? I'm going to go ahead and share my most flaming hot take, if you will.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Very hot. Since we're on this topic, I am sick and tired of hearing about OSU football.
Yeah.
okay,
Period.
get
Right,
the fuck
yeah.
out.
I totally
I'm
agree.
just-
As not an Ohio State fan, it's a lot.
I'm with you, John.
I mean,
All of you
Look.
get out.
I can
Look.
care less.
look, I just get.
As co-owner of this podcast, you are banned for life.
I unban you, John, as other
Scott's about to
Yay.
go off on somebody.
Well, you know what? If you ban me, I just put on a luchador mask and come back as on Jorlando, and no one would know what it is.
John, I have a better
Mr.
one.
America.
John Miami.
Oh my God.
Look, I'm just saying. I get look. I just
like
find
a
like
pencil mustache on
Just twirling it.
Okay. Can I?
okay. But I'm just
Wario.
saying, real quick, like I get tired of the constant barrage of news.
Yeah.
that we really do not need. In July, I do not need to know that we went to Scotland and hired a fourth string kicker to come over. I don't need to know that Ryan Day stopped at Dunkin' Donuts and picked up a dozen donuts for the team. None of that shit matters.
Is eating.
What?
Here,
I need to know what donuts Ryan Day is eating. Go ahead, Dan. I know you've been waiting.
may I help, John? Now, you see, I'm a fan of a band named Iron Maiden, and I have a lot of Iron Maiden shirts. Okay, what I don't do is like wander into random places and just go Iron Maiden and expect other people to start yelling because I'm a fucking retard because it's a goddamn game. Shut
Okay.
up. Go do
Okay.
your shopping. Shut up.
Now, if you go into a random place and yell Iron Maiden, you're just gonna get weird looks. But if you're in Columbus, Ohio, and you walk into pretty much any place and you say OH, there's gonna be at least 4 people who hit
That's
you back
fucking
You're not
dumb.
wrong.
Why are you?
Wait, time out.
You're all a
Time
bunch
out.
of stupid children.
Dan, where is Iron Maiden based out of? Is it Birmingham?
England.
UK?
Yeah.
Birmingham. So if you went to Birmingham and you went into a shop and you went Iron,
Maybe.
would everybody go Maiden?
Maybe.
Okay.
But I don't because I'm a fucking adult, and I just put my fandom on my shirt and I just walk around, and you know it doesn't have to be an interactive thing.
But it can, Dan. It can be.
It could be. Some guy could go up and be like, "Nice shirt." I'm like, "Thanks, man."
Oh,
But
They're
it's
just jealous.
not like some stupid
They're just
dickish
jealous
thing where I
that
have to
we
wear
have.
everything with an O on it.
It's got
Dan,
to be the thing they
Dan.
hate us because they ain't us right now.
Dan, do you think that
Yeah.
there's a small tea shop somewhere in Birmingham where Bruce Dickinson goes and it's on the evening news every single day?
Sure.
Like leading off?
What? Why not? He's like, Bruce Dickinson landed his plane in a tea shop.
Ohio State football employs hundreds, maybe thousands of people. Okay, they
So does every football program. Let's not make it sound like it's unique.
Okay,
I don't care.
Look, all I can say is this.
I've run into Ohio State fans in Japan. Okay, like no, like fuck your Iron Maiden. Okay, that's all I got.
That was just an example of how not to be a douchebag fan. That's all.
Like I will not say that Ohio State fans are not douchebags. I'm not going to defend. There's no defense for Ohio State fans. But as an Ohio State fan, fuck all this shit. Go Bucks.
That's funny.
May I go?
Okay, may I go?
Go ahead.
Can I leave?
Go ahead.
Okay, a hot take, and there's 2 of them that I'll just mash together.
Ron had a good one. Good Lord.
Both Thomas Harris and Michael Crichton are shitty authors.
Oh,
Ooh.
They have
I would
decent
disagree
ideas.
with you on Michael Crichton.
They can't fucking write. They're boring.
I
and dry
love
and boring.
Andromeda Strain and Jurassic Park. I love both those books.
I love
they're
Eaters
both
of the Dead, but that seems to be a fluke.
I've not read Jurassic Park, but I've read a couple of other Michael Crichton books, and I can agree with that. It's dry. It's super dry. It's hard to get through.
So
I
is
find
Thomas
this stuff
Harris.
boring too.
He's talking about murderers. Come on, guys.
I can't comment on
Let's liven this up a bit.
I've only read Red Dragon, and I did enjoy that one, but I've heard that that's like his only good book. So I have like no opinion really on that author. And Michael Crichton, I've read Jurassic Park. It was fine. I prefer the movie, and the rest I've tried to read, and they're all like boring.
Although, secondary part to this, because you brought up Red Dragon, Manhunter is better than Red Dragon.
I didn't agree. I don't agree with that either. But again, hot take. I tried to watch Manhunter, and I was so bored.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Like
never seen Manhunter.
Man did so much with colors and shit in that movie.
I've heard everybody says the same thing you say, that it's superior to Red Dragon, and I just
that's funny because I've always heard it the other way around. It's like Red Dragon is good because it got Anthony Hopkins for the 10-minute role.
Right,
Dragon was fine.
It was okay. It wasn't great. You know, like Silence of the Lambs, I really enjoy, but that was really the only good Hannibal Lecter movie. Is that?
See, I prefer Hannibal just for you know
like
that guy.
Ray Liotta?
No,
the pig farmer guy,
Mason Verger. Yeah,
I saw Silence of the Lambs last. I saw Red Dragon first, and I saw Hannibal second. Red Dragon. I like Hannibal, but Red Dragon is fine, but it's just a knockoff of Silence of the Lambs. Like it's the same story.
Yeah, it's the prequel, but
it's like the same.
I like that they renamed the book too because I have a copy of Manhunter and Red Dragon.
Was the TV show ever any good? I didn't watch it.
Yes, it was good.
I've heard the TV show's good. I've never seen it, but I know a lot of people who say it's like their favorite.
It's like the
season
first 2 or 3 seasons are good. I think it's the first 2 seasons.
There's 3.
Okay, so the first season and a half are really, really good.
yeah. I have to agree with you there, Matt.
3. I haven't watched 3 for many reasons. One is because I've heard it's not great, and also so I still have it so I can watch it somewhere down the line because I like Mads Mikkelsen.
Speaking of Mads Mikkelsen, he's going to take over as Grindelwald.
Oh,
here's a hot. No one gives a fuck.
I cared.
You know,
I shared it with someone on the fandom that might.
I kind of do, but not really.
No, I can't get into the new anything extraneous Harry Potter. Like I just don't care. Like the world didn't grab me. That was like I Fantastic Beasts. I'd never seen it.
I like the Harry Potter.
How can you say you don't like it if you didn't watch it? Like I
can't even make myself watch it. Like I can watch this. No, I'd rather watch something I've already seen 800 times.
Yeah.
This might be a hot take. I thought the Harry Potter movies got better when they didn't adhere as closely to the books. Like 3 kind of did its own thing. It wasn't as closely like trying to follow the books, and I thought it was the best movie.
Yep, the last 4 are better than the first 4.
I can agree with that. That make it more adult too, so that might just change the whole.
Yeah. It's like the first 3 are like kids' Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I thought the third one definitely did a good job of like kind of.
I like Prisoner of Azkaban, Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman's so good.
Because who gets a cooler name than Sirius Black? Really?
Not me.
I mean that's your black metal front man right there. I mean,
right? It turns into a freaking dog for you.
Yeah. There you go. Holy shit, man! I saw him in concert.
Got a piece of his shedding skin.
As somebody who's a fan of Patterson, the author, I don't think that Harris is better than Patterson, and I don't think either one.
Who are you talking about right now?
Who are you talking about?
Patterson, James Patterson,
the author.
James Patterson.
Okay, so we're just glossing over Harry Potter. Okay. Different.
I'm still on Dan's hot take.
I'm sorry. I'm just confused.
I didn't even say anything about Patterson.
What I'm saying is Thomas Harris is nowhere near. Patterson to me is like episodic television, where it's fine to watch occasionally, but he's not Stephen King, and that is what Thomas Harris is. He is no more than just Airplane, murder mystery series. The only reason that his name's even mentioned is because Silence of the Lambs was an Oscar-winning movie.
Here's a hot take: Stephen King is not that great.
Cocaine Stephen King is pretty great. Post cocaine Stephen King, not as great.
But Stephen King can write. It may not be the most coherent story, and it usually lets you down at the end. But he has his characters down.
I gotta say though, some of the Stephen King I've read, his recent stuff like Dr. Sleep, The Outsider, Mr. Mercedes, those have
I really like Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, those have all been solid.
Yeah.
I've read
maybe because they're getting a little bit more simplistic, but I think they're better reads.
I've read like 3 so there's the Dark Tower series, which I like, but I feel like as it goes on gets a little worse.
Yeah,
and then there's the Talisman.
The Talisman is good, but he had Peter Straub to hold him back.
Exactly. That's exactly my point.
Yeah, and Black House, the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know who owns the rights to the film The Talisman?
No.
Steven Spielberg. He bought it the day after he read the book back in the 80s.
God damn it.
Like I enjoy that book, but
Make that shit.
It's not written solely by Stephen King.
No.
So that's I'm not.
No.
I feel.
And honestly, I think Straub is a better writer. But hey,
it's like Stephen King just has like the volume of work. He's like,
yeah.
You were like, oh, he's just a great writer. It's like, well, yeah. I mean,
I mean, he definitely puts in the work, man. I mean, he just like comes back like after 3 days, and he's got this like massive volume. He's like, here you go.
Yeah.
The Stephen King.
Here you go.
Like I read Pet Sematary. That book had me depressed and scared at the end, and that's what the book was supposed to do.
But I mean, he doesn't have the imagination of Clive Barker.
That's true.
True.
Yes.
He doesn't really have the ability to stick with a story the way that Peter Straub or John Saul does. So,
and again, I think that his later stuff, at least over the last 5 or 6 years, is starting to get better. Stephen King, like as far as sticking to a topic. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. But let's get back to this Harry Potter thing. The Fantastic Beast movies.
Fantastic Beef.
These Beast movies.
Fantastic
movie already got better.
The McDonald's.
That's on a certain hub.com.
I'm amazed it's not beef.
Were you good like beef? Like they have a beef with frickin' what's his face?
It's a weird furry movie.
Jack Sparrow. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
Harry Potter takes on Alex Rider. It'll be like that's the beef.
I don't think the Fantastic Beasts movies were made for any of us because from everything I've heard,
it's a cash grab, dog.
They're so inside baseball. Like you have to be like engulfed in the world of Harry Potter to even remotely understand what is happening.
I don't know. I don't know about that because like the Fantastic Beasts was just like an encyclopedia of different animals. There was no story a part of that book. So the movie was supposed to be. If you don't understand the movie, that means they made a bad movie, right? Because there was nothing to go off of said movie.
It was like a faux textbook. It was funny because you had little like notes from the main characters written in the margins. So it was like a funny read because you had some little input from like the in-universe characters. But then it was just like, well, they mentioned this creature. I don't know what it is. So I'll look it up in this accompanying book.
Like I know Harry Potter fans that like it. And I know Harry Potter fans that don't. But no, I've heard like especially the second Fantastic Beasts. Yeah. That if you haven't read these things and watched these things a million times, you're not going to get all the subtle references, and even the plot is so over convoluted.
Now, here's the thing: like, I liked the first movie because it was cool. You had some guy and a bunch of animals and shit, and the second one has started strong with the whole I'm going to blow up this flying carriage and escape stuff, and then like halfway through, I'm like, why am I still watching this? This is boring as shit. Yeah. And that's my experience with the Fantastic Beasts franchise.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Yes, welcome.
If they did Fantastic Beasts, like the freaking documentary, if it was like the dude like the freaking that British guy narrating the documentary with like
like a David Attenborough.
Yeah, that would be great.
That might have been better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we see the throttle shoot.
It likes to fight dragons, but usually dies.
There it goes.
Yeah, the fact that they're even making a third one surprises me because I don't think the first two have done abundantly well.
Well, it's the story thing, right? So unless they wanted to stop the story, they'd have to finish it out.
I mean, they can. They did with the new aliens because nobody liked them except for me.
Why did you like that again?
No. Prometheus and Covenant.
Well, I mean, I think Harry Potter stuff still prints money, even if they don't like it. People still go to see it, even though
merchandise.
Is the they want their butter beers and their muggles.
Yeah, don't watch Alien Covenant though.
No, don't watch Alien Covenant. I made that mistake. It was not very good.
I'll take your advice. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, evil robot man is evil robot. That's all you need to know.
Right.
Prometheus is okay. It's like watchable.
Yeah, but then you get the disappointment that is Covenant, right? Because they led me. I was so excited for what the ending of Prometheus promised, and then the Covenant showed up and it's like, "Hey, we went in a different direction." I'm like, "This isn't the movie I signed up for. This is not what I want."
Even Prometheus is fine like on its own, but I wouldn't really be like, "Yes, this is what I want to see." I don't know. I think when you try to explain the backstory of the alien, a lot of the mystery and intrigue is lost.
It's like Halloween, the Rob Zombie version. It's like, oh yeah, he's just an asshole kid with asshole parents, and now he's a murderer, and that takes all the fun out of Michael Myers.
Right.
But I just watched Aliens, the second movie, and it's so good.
The first two are both really good.
Yeah, really
like
good.
it's fucking phenomenal. And then you go to like Covenant, and it's like, why can't you be that? No. It's like the shitty cousin. It's like, dude, look at this. Be that.
Well, even 3 and 4.
Cousins went to Harvard.
4.0. Come on.
No, I disagree. Past the first Alien movie, I'm not really a fan of any of the Alien movies. Like,
see, that's funny, Max, because that's very close to a hot take of mine, which is that Alien is better than Aliens. But I still really like Aliens. I will say that.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I just. It's like you were saying, like, oh, I signed up for this, and then you guys do this for me. Like, when you go like the first Alien movie is this horror movie, it's like very small, very like
it's intimate, right? It's like, oh, this is scary,
and but then like once it like Aliens is like this whole planet of them, and it's this action sci-fi movie. It's not really a horror movie. Like it's something else, and I don't like Aliens. I don't like any of the other Alien movies I've seen. I don't like any of the Alien versus Predator movies. Like, they're all just bad. Like, no, the first one, that's where it's at. After that, I can all just suck.
I want I want a series of movies that aren't even horror related. It's just like a giant war. Like, give me Aliens versus humans or Alien versus Predators that are in a massive scale conflict. Not like we have one
read
alien.
The original Aliens versus Predator comic books.
Oh yeah, good.
If you haven't already,
I have not.
They just released the 30th anniversary volume of like the original collection this year. You should definitely check it out. It's like a really good story.
I will then. Cool.
I think all sports suck. John, your turn.
Hot take. Mikey's late night slice is terrible pizza.
Oh my God. I'm done.
Man, John and Scott are not going to be friends after
John
this.
Is no
I mean, will I accept overrated? Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Terrible pizza? No.
I love it with the slut sauce, or they call it unicorn sauce.
Excuse me?
Slut
don't
sauce,
call it
not
that,
PC.
I don't know
They
why.
used to call it that, Justin.
Slut sauce. Like they're not slut shaming with the slut sauce. Like, you are the ones slut shaming Mickey's Late Night Slice with why they can't call it slut sauce anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's bullshit.
I don't think you're wrong, John, because I love it's one of my favorite pizzas in Columbus, and I brought it home for everybody else in the house, and nobody else felt the way I felt about it.
All right. I will clarify it. I really like Mikey's Late Night Slice, but I don't think I've ever had it sober. Like, I've always been out drunk at a concert, and I'm always like, yes, this is it. So you might be right, John. It might be awful. but I'm always like hammered at a concert or like out bar hopping in the short north whenever I have it. So
it just tastes like Minuteman pizza when we were trashed in college. That's
I think every college has that pizza place where it's like, this is super good drunk, but it's cardboard when I'm sober.
Right, yeah.
Nice.
I will definitely say it's overrated. Again, like Scott was saying, like all the reviews come from drunk people.
Yeah,
overrated. But it's still edible. It's not like trash pizza. I think it's all right. Pizza.
They got brick and mortars now. They got like 3 now.
When we used to go to the convention,
when we had conventions
before time, the long ago,
and the before times. Those were good times.
Man.
Well, the before times.
I had to walk down memory lane yesterday as I was remember when Barry Bostwick was at the Wizard World and he was walking around that one Sunday morning saying hi to everybody. I was like, oh man, I miss those days.
Yes. That's when random people walked around and said hi.
Yeah.
Apparently, everything's going to go away on the 20th of January. That's when it's all going to disappear.
Wait. It was supposed to be gone November 4th.
No. It's the 20th now.
Wait a minute. Is that when COVID is ending, or is that when the world is ending?
Yes.
Because remember when we used to have that, like the world ended every year or so. Now it's just
I miss the Mayan calendar. Man, I miss it.
yeah, really. That's when things were simple. There were just all of those like weird little Netflix shows.
It brought us all together as Americans. Don't worry about the Mayan calendar.
I just had moments the other day. I was sitting back and I'm like, God, I miss when we just got mad about George Bush. Like, he wasn't so bad then.
Or George Lucas.
I went in a fucking illegal war so that everyone would just be mad about that. That's totally cool. Fucking
the simpler times.
Simpler. So what's some other hot takes?
That one? We just gave you a hot take.
Nothing but hot takes tonight. Does anybody do we have any comments about hot takes? I can't see it right now.
You know what, Justin? That was good. I was gonna. You said comments. I thought you said comics. I was gonna say I didn't have.
No, that's maybe comics too. I was just wondering if we had any viewer related hot takes.
We have people watching, but they're just shy with the comments today.
Who knows?
The probably we're shitting on all the stuff they like.
I got a comic hot take.
Go for it.
DC sucks.
Dang.
Well,
I don't think that's that hot of a take.
No, but I mean, everybody, like, you got your Snyder Cut people and your, other people that are like, oh, the comics are the best, but you know what? They suck. And
not to mention all the stupid wacky distribution deals over the summer that wreck their economics.
Yeah.
Hiring people.
And we're gonna use a different warehouse company to send stuff because COVID, and that didn't work out at all either.
No,
Diamond needs competition though. Diamond sucks. I do know that a bunch of comic book shops don't like Diamond.
Here's the thing. I used to get a 20% discount for my pull, and now I don't because DC pulled that shit.
It's horrible. Like, talking to Jeff from World's Greatest Comics.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the whole setup of that distribution deal was ridiculously stupid and slightly rigged because one of those distributors is like a direct competition to comic book stores because they're a big online retailer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like, oh, great. So, you want me to compete against my competitor like kind of twice, so to speak. It was total BS, total bullshit.
And then they want me to buy comics at full price, which I am, and then they cancel them anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So,
terrible. My last two hot takes I'll just jam together because they're both music related. And I think I've mentioned this. I don't understand 21 Pilots.
Okay.
No one does, John. No one.
Okay, good. And I hate The Weeknd.
I love the weekend. Saturday and Sunday. It's when I don't have to work.
That's
Dad
joke over here.
Yeah.
So there you go. Those are my musical hot takes.
I don't know
I like Blinded by the Lights just because it's got such an 80s vibe to it. Like, I don't know why. I just love that like 80s synth vibe it has. But other than that, I don't really listen to The Weeknd.
I just don't dig in because he says the most vile stuff and people still think he's the greatest. I'm like, no.
I don't know much about him outside of that.
You should take a look, Scott, at the lyrics to "Oh or Nah" with him featuring
or Nah,
Mash, Stash, Ty, Dollar Tree thing, whatever that rapper's name is.
I'm sure that's exactly how they say their name.
I'm sure.
I'm very confident.
Some of those lyrics are filthy, and I'm like, there's no woman on the planet that should appreciate the fact of what you just said.
I was smoke this joint, then I'm gonna break you off. I'd be lying if I said you ain't the one. All these tattoos in my skin.
This is the best way to hear it too.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
Yes. Do you like the way I flick my tongue?
Okay, all right. I have a hot take.
Stop.
You can ride my face until you're dripping with cum.
Okay.
Stop it.
Yeah, you could stop.
Right, because that gets you the ladies to go, oh yes, and it happened for him.
Boys to men.
Oh yes.
Offended at the WAP song.
I've never heard the WAP song. To be
You've
honest
never
with
heard
you.
the WAP song?
I have never.
Oh, wow.
First of all, that is an Italian slur, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there.
My grandpa used to call me a dirty wop every day.
Yeah, nice.
It's not WAP. It's not WAP. It's WAP.
It's WAP, not WOP.
That's different. It's not the slur. WAP. The WAP song.
Isn't WAP with an O anyway? But
yeah,
yes, it is.
It stands for without paper.
AP is WAP.
Oh. And that
Look,
means
I'm just saying this.
I'm just saying wet ass pussy.
Oh.
Godfrey reciting the lyrics to WAP from Cardi B and Megan Thee
Stallion. Here we go.
The floor is yours, Gilbert.
Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass. I'm fucking and I'm up. Fucking wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got.
We're Godfrey on the show.
Oh God.
So apparently WAP doesn't mean without papers. Apparently it's a false etymology.
Not anymore, Scott. Not anymore.
Swipe your nose like a credit card. Right. While it's inside. Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes. This pussy is sweat. Tie me up. What?
I think Gilbert Gottfried should read everything that's bad. Like he did
my new alarm clock. That's what I want to wake up to. Gilbert Gottfried screaming that song.
You just get him on Cameo. He'll say whatever. Some people are like, I won't say certain things. He's just like, whatever, dude.
He needs to get signed on like Audible. Just to do like random things.
He can do the map voice too. He can be a map guy.
Everything.
Did you know how many people would have bought the Gilbert Gottfried read 50 Shades of Grey? I would have.
Yeah. I would have actually bought that one.
Same.
He did like 20
My
seconds
thighs
of
are
it.
warm.
Yeah. But like he just needs to read like random things.
Everything.
That'd be the best. Like Gilbert Gottfried reads Mein Kampf.
If you can get
Gilbert Gottfried reads the Bible.
Gilbert Gottfried and Bobcat Goldthwait would have been just
God.
Tag team.
Yes, that would have been great.
Is that a hot take to say that I think Gilbert Gottfried is the greatest person to ever read books?
No, really.
That's true.
Okay.
I want Gilbert Gottfried. Like Mike Rowe would be really fun too.
Yeah.
I want Gottfried and Goldthwait to read Twilight.
Yes.
100%.
Oh man. No, that's good. I'm down for that.
Have Michael Winslow in the background to add sound effects like
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That'd be a good
soundtrack.
That should be our next week's thing. What's your like audiobook reading like group?
Morgan Freeman.
Oh God.
And that is
three of them.
Those three are also my cast for a remake of Three Amigos.
Interesting.
If he was still alive, Sam Kinison would make a great Audible reader.
I would. Yeah, I'm.
Oh my God!
Sam Kinison as my
Especially
Audible
during
reader.
that man is the best screamer of all time.
Oh yeah,
he made an art.
He's got that laugh too that I like.
Yeah.
The weird little traily off one.
Yeah.
My hot
Sam Kinison and Mitch Hedberg together read Twilight.
Ooh. That'd be good.
Yeah, what book and the people saying it?
That would be good, John, but I don't think it's as strong as a Gilbert and a Bobcat.
True. Yeah, true. Very true. Mm-hmm.
What if you added the dude that voiced Max Headroom?
Ooh.
Shit. You know, Trash Can Man from The Stand.
Saj the Boss, what up?
Hi.
All right, Max, what's your hot take?
Oh, I just wanted to let John know that my hot take from before was that Ahsoka Tano is a shitty character.
He's committed to the lie.
That's it. You missed it, so I don't.
Well, that's okay. I'll catch up on the Mandalorian. That's fine. I'm a little behind. What can I say?
You know.
No, I'm talking about from Clone Wars, like from the start. She's a shitty character.
Like, okay. All right. So that wasn't a spoiler.
No, not a spoiler. I hate the character.
Oh man, so you didn't see Vader.
I'm sorry, I killed the podcast.
I guess we're done now.
You got to get comments now, Max. We are finally getting comments.
See, there it is.
With 7 minutes left to go.
I mean,
there you go.
She was all right, but she could have been anybody. Is all I'm saying. And it's whatever. The character sucks.
Well, I mean, anybody could be anybody.
You know, the character sucks.
He was wide open.
Well,
how about that? I wonder what Scott's watching.
I'm surprised he's not. Sports are boring. I've fallen asleep at a hockey game. I've fallen asleep at a soccer game.
Wait a minute. How do you fall asleep at sporting events?
Go to these things.
Yeah, why do you even go? Why someone paid money for you to fall asleep?
I do
Final
like
hot take.
basketball, and I love playing sports games.
Favorite hot take: the Nordeck at Maffrey Stadium is the best sports experience ever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what Nordeck is? It should just be renamed Soccer Hooligan Land. It was fantastic. I got tickets there once by mistake. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
just the rowdy drunkenness and the just.
Yeah, it's like almost it's European light soccer.
Yes, exactly. It's like you're almost there at Premier League with a bunch of drunken hooligans.
That
sounds fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Premier League.
When COVID's done, we should all do. We should all go.
There are guys with bullhorns. Jason's gonna fall asleep. I'm not wasting your ticket on him.
Yeah.
Okay, most of us go then. I don't know.
Dude, there was Justin when I went, and there was like these 3 dudes that have bass drums, and they would just play the boom, boom, boom. Like just one of them. When he got tired, the other one went. Then the other one went. And then they cycled back around. Then there was a call on the field that was bad. Literally, there was a thunderstorm of like beer cans and cups and a shoe. Someone was so mad at the call they threw one shoe out. One.
Yep.
One for his homies. I get it.
Yeah.
Saj, what are you saying about CBJ, bro?
He said it was, oh no.
What game are you watching, Scott?
The Browns Jaguars game.
Oh.
Have you guys seen TMNT 2012 on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
I can't say that I have. Was it good?
I'm old school turtles.
Nazi is dying on that spelling of Nickelodeon. No, the most recent Ninja Turtles thing that I've experienced is the last Ronin comic book.
I read it too. It's good.
Yeah, it's solid. We're gonna have an episode of Monthly Poll about that sometime.
Dakota.
When we get our shit together.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna mention anybody.
Dakota.
Dakota knows how to use the internet like somebody from 1960 would.
Yeah, I'm the dumb, like, technologically speaking one. Like, if I can do it, then literally everyone should be able to do it. Like, there's no reason why, like, you can't make it work.
For point of reference, it took us 30 minutes to get someone into a Zoom call because Max just sat there and stared at it. He's like, I'm hitting buttons, and I don't know how this is supposed to work.
Because he didn't have his glasses on.
I'm not the guy to put in charge of this shit, and I managed to get there. Just
As Max is letting you guys know what's coming, on Wednesday, we have the episode of Remake Revolution for Salem.
That was a good one.
Dan and Mike and the ladies from Don't Fuck With The Original. Also, We have on Monday the interview we did with Chris Candy. Check it out. He's a lot of fun to talk to. Good friend of the show. And then we're going to have his sister on the following Monday. So that'll be awesome as well. Thank everybody for tuning in, checking it out. Animaniacs drops on Friday. They discuss Death in the Family, the most talkative Batman movie of all time.
Lucky Batman.
Hey.
And we have a hard out at 2 because John and I have something to do. So
you have a 1 and 2?
Oh, I got a hard out for you.
He got a hard out. Don't one of them hard outs.
Remember what we learned that John was fighting the power.
Hey,
we learned that Lark Voorhees was made to look normal again.
Jason Voorhees?
We can rebuild her.
We can make her better. Put her hat on her.
Got one of them hard outs.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, on our end.
Wow.